just make sure that we're good. And I think we are. A couple of minor adjustments. I think. Yeah, we got some ads, so we must be live. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the chat if you can see us. You should be able to. And we should be live. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're good. Monster Michael Todd. How's it going, pal?
Good.
Nice amount of green behind you there, buddy.
Not enough. Not enough.
A little bit of green, a little bit of east versus west. That's a cool ass poster you got there, son.
Yeah, I love that one. Ingen did that a couple years back, and I was like, "Hey, man, I need you to print this for me." So I had my print guy print me a poster of it because it looks badass.
Yeah, it's pretty bloody good. What number is that, mate?
6.
Yeah,
so it's when I lost under by it.
But either way, cool ass poster. Very nice.
Yeah, the poster was too cool not to put up. You know what I mean?
Side. What's that one behind that shoulder, mate?
To what?
What's the one over that shoulder with Saplenkov on it?
It's a Vendetta in Vegas, July 22nd, 2016.
That was a match.
Yeah, man. Round six. I don't think I fouled. I think it was a 3-3 tie that day. I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have lost that. I fouled out.
No gray in that beard either. That is.
Yeah.
What weight were you there, Mike? You look big.
Oh, there?
Yeah.
260.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was 260. Oh, that could have been. No. So that could have been when I pulled. The picture they probably used was when I pulled Trubin, and I was probably 285 then. Yeah, I was 260 when I. Yeah, because I had just the goatee when I pulled Dennis.
We ever going to get that look back? You ever going to go for
Man, I don't know. It's that's a Rebecca thing. The beard is for Rebecca. She's the reason I have this. She coming in, babe?
I'm not into the video.
Oh, okay.
Put on the shoulder. What are you doing?
Dude, she's getting jacked again.
Let's get a double bicep in from Mrs. Monster. Where are you at?
She says she's good. She's over having Raisin Bran and a protein shake. So.
Yeah. Well, when you're done with that, you nip in and give us a double bicep. Let's have a look at it. Don't keep everybody waiting. So you're now in the new gym there, Mike. I'm taking it. This is part of the new gym.
No, this is part of the old gym. Okay. So we built a podcast room specifically for podcasting. I put extra wool insulation, so for sound buffering and stuff. And then Rebecca liked the lighting here better. She's like, I think because this is the old free weight area.
Yep.
She's like, let's just do it there. So what's funny is right in front of us we have 3 treadmills. Now 2 of them are for our dogs and one's for us. You know what I'm saying? So Bandit and Chance like to do 30, 45-minute walks on treadmill. And Rebecca will get on the 3rd treadmill and walk with them. So this space here used to be free weights. Now it's just podcast, cardio stuff, and then it's AstroTurf is functional fitness. So Sprint Ninja Warrior course, all that good stuff. And then it goes into the new space, and the new space is crazy. If you next time you're in the States, you got to come by. It's
that's ridiculous. What I was going to set up there when I remember you telling me about the bespoke podcast studio in there, and I was thinking that this must be the look. So I was going into it with the stuff behind you. I was going to do a quick turn, talk about your all-time backfires.
Yeah. So that now the podcast room is just a guest bedroom. I went ahead and put there was no window in it because I wanted it to be a podcast room, right?
Yeah.
And then we decided not to. And then I realized by putting a window, it increases the appraisal value by like $15,000 because it's another bedroom because it has a full bath in it. So, yeah. So now I just that's where Juji stayed at. Juji, he gave me high praise. He's like, dude, this is the best, most comfortable bed, best I've ever stayed when I collabed with anybody. Like he loved it because you have a full bedroom, full bath, and then you have the whole gym. Like you have access to the entire gym. So him and Sam stayed up there, and then they got up in the mornings, made their breakfast, did whatever, because downstairs a full kitchen plus another full bath, and then the old area has a full bath in it as well. So the gym has 3 full baths, kitchen, laundry room.
Mate, it looks what I saw, you did the walkthrough thing.
Yeah.
So it looked absolutely ridiculous. Biggest I've ever seen. Ridiculous.
We're super blessed, man. Super blessed. And it was fun seeing Juji's reaction because he's like, dude, this is so cool. Because Juji's been doing the hardcore gym tour, and he's done Brian Shaw's, and he's seen all the gyms. He's like, dude, this is so cool. He obviously he loves his gym the most, but he goes, next to my gym, this is my favorite gym. So We had a good time.
An amazing place, mate. And in terms of just the scale of it alone, what I was shocked with, because when you said you were making it up, you picture it in in your mind, you see what it's going to be like. It is so much bigger.
When Bob Brown came here for that Monster Factory event that we did December 2023, he walks in, he goes, "I thought he was just putting up a shed. I had no idea." He's like, I had no idea it was this, you know. So like I said, it's truly been a blessing. We actually have started another project, which is it's gonna be very exciting. Just because of the content and just for relaxation for me and Rebecca, grandbabies, everything. I was going to put it around the backside the way I had built everything. We were going to put a big in-ground pool, outdoor entertainment space, fitness stations and stuff out back. But it's going to cost me like an extra $6,000 to take out trees. And then the way the building is and everything, I was only going to have sunlight for a few hours a day. So what we decided to do was originally the people who built this place was a pro beach volleyball player. Yep. So there's two pro beach volleyball courts outside. Well, we decided to put above ground pool on it and then put my obstacle course, right? Okay. So we gave away the above ground pool, and I decided to put in this massive L-shaped swimming pool. Mm-hmm. And they're digging it yesterday, today. So they're digging it right now. I almost did the thing outside on my picnic table outside, just watching everything. But yeah, so it's going to be outdoor. There'll be outdoor fit. So you actually be able to have a gate by her flower bed that walks into a 700 square foot covered patio. It's got the cold plunge hot tub, and then patio furniture, whatever else. Maybe take this rig here that's got the climber rope salmon ladder, may put that out there for outdoor fitness as well. But then it'll be a big L, concrete all around it, and then hopefully Monster Grass said they want to collab with me, and they'll do a 26 by 10 AstroTurf spot. They'll AstroTurf the patio, and then a 6 by 35. So it'll be crazy. But then fenced all the way in around, and there'll be a fence that goes out the backside to the volleyball court, to the sand out there. And I'm going to put I got a four station pull up rig and a dip station that I'm going to move over close and kind of have my own little muscle beach right outside of the pool area. Wow. That's going to be sick. I mean, like when Eddie comes or something and he collabs with me, we can do flips off the diving board challenges and shit. Like, it's just extra content, you know?
Mate, it sounds absolutely amazing. And you know what's most amazing about that? Here we are, a couple of 50-year-old plus guys. I mean, only just, let's not push it. But
I'm 52 in 6 weeks.
I know, how bad's that?
Yeah.
That is bad, isn't it? But let's focus on that, mate. 52 in 6 weeks' time. But you're investing so heavily in your gym, everything else. You're showing no signs of slowing down, Mike. I mean, none. You know, you've been in this game for over 30 years, and yet you reinvent yourself. You never say die. And you're on the cusp of upsetting the arm wrestling apple cart big time. Because the man you're about to pull, May 10th, for anybody that's in the chat who doesn't know, been living under a rock, May 10th in Turkey, you face Vitali Leltin. Many people, including myself, believe that he represents possibly the biggest threat to Laurent Saganashvili from a stylistic perspective. But at the same time, you might just represent the biggest stylistic threat to him. And I think he's pretty much acknowledged that. What are your thoughts on it, mate?
Man, I'm just blessed. I'm in a really good space. Yeah. Prep could not go any better than what's going on. I'm in really good form. So,
and you've wanted this for a long time, Michael. I know when we've spoken in the past, you feel like you match up well with him. Do you want to sort of? I know you don't want to be braggadocio. I'm not expecting that. But break down for us why you think you do match up with him so well.
I just he's awesome, man. Vitali's a bad dude. Hand is so strong. Side pressure's good. Long lever, extremely dangerous. There's a lot that's in my favor on this particular event, on this particular day. It's Mother's Day weekend. I told him I would not compete at this event unless it was for a shot at overall number one in the world. Because you know how important my mother was to me.
Yes.
My mother's birthday is on Mother's Day this year. So I'm traveling. I'm leaving here to go to Europe and to be traveling on Mother's Day. Like, I'll be traveling home on Mother's Day. I would not be doing that if I did not think I was going to win. Yeah, so I just think that stars have aligned. I I think I was strong enough versus Hermes to have possibly pulled out that win. I just think mentally I wasn't in the right headspace. I had some things go down that affected me, but I believe that God had a plan. And although I think I was strong enough to win that day, but had I won, I may not have been strong enough to beat Levon in June. I've got to give it a second opportunity at that, and I think being victorious in 19 days, I will have a 7-month prep for either Levon or Hermes, and you're only going to get one shot at this, So I'm coming in with everything I got. To beat me on May 10th is almost impossible.
Now, if you look at your career, mate, you chart your career back. There are very few guys at the upper echelon that you haven't faced. You've been around the block a couple of times. Levon Saganashvili is one. Hermes Gasparini you've faced a couple of times. Vitali Leltin, to the best of my knowledge, you've never pulled, either in main draw tournament or certainly not in Supermatch.
Nope.
How I can see this is going to be more difficult than it sometimes is, because I know you've changed your approach in some respects. The guy that used to go in there and all guns blazing ain't there. But I'm going to continue to try and funnel you in on this one, Mike, because I know we've spoken about this match a great deal. He is long, he is fast, he is rangy, and he is very much on the climb. He's a guy that's really improved himself. I mean, if you look at what he said about his weight when he first pulled against in the top 8, when he first pulled against Levon, he's a different human now. He's now 150 kilos, thereabouts. Do you feel like this is your most dangerous opponent to date? You've pulled some very serious arm wrestlers. You've pulled No Limits Devon Larratt. You've pulled MS Gasparini, who has the win on Vitali Leltin. But he didn't beat this guy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the best Vitali ever.
Hardest match you've had?
Do what?
Is it the hardest match you've had, Mike?
It won't be. It won't be. He is very good. It won't be the hardest match I've had because I'm different too.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Rebecca's face. She's eyeing you up and down there when you're answering these questions, as she so often does.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you in, Rebecca. I know that this match is huge for a number of reasons that Mike's already alluded to. But I want to sort of dig into this a little bit, and whatever you're comfortable to give us, because Mike's not going to be that comfortable, clearly. Where's he at now in terms of the overall compared with where he's been in this last couple of years? Because Mike's always been the guy who's on that emotional roller coaster. He's always that guy that's on the arm wrestling roller coaster. He's up, he's down. But I think more people are really big fans of Mike now than probably at any time in his career. Because the one thing that Mike's always done well is sort of be the guy that is completely indomitable. You always come back, mate. I mean, my God, the morning after the Hermes match, we were on the plane and you were already talking about your route back. It's a fact. That is what you were doing. There were no cameras. We weren't on YouTube. We were sat on a plane and you talked all the time about how you get back. I've got to be honest with you, mate. I didn't think this would be the step. Now, Rebecca, where's he at, mate? Just come into shot a little bit. Now you finish you.
Where is he at?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about.
yeah, you talked about that he's always been on an emotional roller coaster. And if you take the last match, and I'm not talking about after the immediate result, I'm talking about there was a 2-week block there. If you take that from before until 2 weeks after out of it, then this entire comeback, he has been the most emotionally stable I have ever known him to be, because he's just been focused on the goal, on doing the work, which is the goal, him just doing the work. He's given the result away. He doesn't feel as responsible for this result. He doesn't feel as tied to, I guess I should say, the result. What's going to happen is going to happen. And that's where he's kind of let it fall. So as far as his emotional stability, Michael has overcome things that are way larger than any arm wrestling result.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he has.
And so as far as that goes, pre-injury, it's almost like he told himself going into every match, I have to win this. This has to, this is it. I have to do this. There are no options. I have to go in there and get it done.
Mm.
And then he had the injury. Then he lost his mother. Then some other things went down. And now he's like, it's just arm wrestling. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to prepare myself the best that I can prepare myself. And he's doing all the things that he didn't do before.
Yeah.
All of the arm wrestling specific stuff that I would sit back and listen to folks like yourself, folks like John Brezink, tell Michael, you need to be doing this, Devin. You need to be working your hand and wrist. And Michael's like, I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to get stronger at what I do. And now this whole comeback, he's been in a position where he's actually watching matches. He's breaking them down. He's figuring out in each match where his holes are, and he's coming back home and working on them. I've never seen that. And it's all with one focus, just to do the work. Just to do the work and to learn. And so he's not on that emotional roller coaster. Not when it comes to an arm wrestling result. He's given that over. So, except for this last situation, when he has gone into a match and he's approaching the table and I'm literally dying from anxiety.
Yeah, you are. I mean,
he's calm as a cucumber. He's calm as a cucumber. And he's like, just going to go up there and do my job.
Yeah.
And he needs that. He needs that stability in his mindset when he's at the table, because he's a thinking arm wrestler. And when he's on the table, he can think through matches. Where he was in that whole year or 2 years pre-injury, it's like he had stopped thinking because he was having so much anxiety about a result.
Yeah.
He was trying to force a result. And so for me, it's a very different situation. He's different. Yes, he's always going to be that guy that's got a trigger, what do you, he's got a trigger switch when, like when he saw Hermes yelling at me, he's got a trigger switch that hit just flips, but calm as a cucumber about an arm wrestling result.
What's really interesting about Mike and about this whole situation, and I don't mean particularly the Leltin match, actually. I'm talking about the situation you have been in over the last couple of years. To me, it's not actually anything new. I think arm wrestling has evolved.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think. I know arm wrestling has evolved, and I know arm wrestling's changed. But for many, many years, I've always said that when Mike is a certain Mike, he's ridiculously tough to beat.
Mm.
But people talk about, Mike's transparent, he'll wear his heart on his sleeve and all those things. But you know what's interesting to me? And I've known Mike a very, very long time. I've been good mates with him for a very long time. I was thinking about this before we came on to the podcast today. And it's very difficult for me to think of a time when Michael hasn't already told me whether he's going to win or lose a few days out from the match. And definitely on the day of the match. And I'm not kidding. And I mean against anybody. When we went out to the Hermes match, I knew he was going to lose when I met him the first time. And I'm not taking away anything from Hermes. I thought Hermes was brilliant. I thought he deserved to win. But what
he did everything right.
Michael wasn't there. He wasn't there. It wasn't the guy. And I don't know. I used to think, oh, it's so, and I feel a little responsible for this in some respects because I'm a good friend of Mike's. And maybe I am. And if that is the case, I'm really sorry about that. But a number of people have sort of seen this in you. And we will talk about that. You know, we'll say, maybe it's me, maybe it's Devon, maybe it's, I don't know, Travis, other guys who know you well. And they'll say, yeah, if Mike can show up, that guy can show up, the monster can show up. Yeah, he's going to take this. And maybe that's drip fed into your head a little and created that situation where you're forcing it a bit.
Can you go find out what's going on with the dog?
Yeah, he's running upstairs.
Holy shit. Like, we have dogs. My whole house is shaking. Like we got 5 dogs in the house. I need to make sure they're okay real quick.
Yeah, just get them all right.
You coming back? Yeah, what'd you say, buddy?
Yeah,
yeah, it's all good. Yeah,
I wonder whether that's drip fed into you, Mike, over years. I don't know. No.
I just know this comeback has been very linear. You know what I mean? I knew I shouldn't have went to the Urban's match. I was ready, and then I wasn't. But I had to go. Like it was something I had to go, and I gave it the best I could. And he had a perfect performance. So I'm a fan for sure, and I think he's got as good a chance as anyone to be the one to dethrone Levon. Now, that being said, I think Levon is prepared, will be very well prepared for that match. So Levon's still going to be the favorite. But yeah, so it is what it is, right? I just came home and started correcting the one area that he beat me in, and that was my riser. So I do have a much improved riser now. Mm-hmm. It's not to his level, but it's definitely getting really good. Everything else will be at all-time highs. Every lift that I do will be at an all-time high. And I'm bringing a very dangerous version of me. So,
how many stones do you think have been left unturned through your career, Mike, with things like that? So the fundamental stuff where, as a moment ago, when Rebecca was talking about, you know, people would have said this, and you just did you. When you look at some of the bits that you missed out, that may have been the sort of more textbook fundamental stuff, how many of those things do you think you didn't really pay attention to? And therefore, have you got a lot of growing room that people perhaps think, you know, after 30 plus years in this game, the growth room, how much can it be, really? I mean, what hasn't he done? You know?
Yeah, man. So what's funny and ironic to a point is all the world titles that I have, I was not doing arm wrestling specific training. It's only since I started this arm wrestling specific training that I have not won a world title, right? Now I do believe had I pulled Dodecan for the heavyweight title in June versus Camille, I think I would have won that. But yeah, so all the world titles and all the leagues and all the stuff, it was just me doing me, incorporating some wrist rolls, cable pulls, some battle ropes, you know, some top curl. I thought that's all I needed to do hand and wrist wise. And obviously I was, you know, successful with it. Yep. Now I've taken, you know, a page out of Devon's book, Armwrestling's book, a lot of the Eastern European style training, and I am very diligent with my consistency on my work. And I'm steadily making gains to the point to where I'm doing things I didn't even think I'd be able to do, you know? And I think it's just...
Any examples?
I mean, the first time I did the pronation gauge back pressure, in November of 2023, when I did the 150 for the first time, I was like, that's crazy, because no one else could budget, you know? And then I got up to 220, 230, 240, 300 for the last prep. Every prep for each match, I'd gotten higher. Yeah. I did 295 yesterday. I haven't posted this stuff yet. I'm a few days behind on posting. So even my pronation lift that I just posted isn't my highest pronation lift. A
lot of people talking.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it is so funny because people who watch online talk about the pronation gauge back pressure and how, you know, yeah, the pronation lift, this lift, those are impressive, but that pronation gauge back pressure does nothing. There's no pronation until someone comes here and tries it. And then they immediately get their pump. excuse me, get their palm turned up. It's one of those things that you just have to try it to realize the difficulty. And it will play a role in this match.
And I think the other thing to mention on that, mate, I think it very much depends on your style of arm wrestling. You know, so if you are the type of arm wrestler who has got a spot in that kind of area and you hang on the pronator a lot and you can go up, which you do, I think there's much more carryover for that style of arm wrestler. Devon's similar, you know, has a spot there, which does become really sticky. So let's go down that whole rabbit hole a little bit. Prior to the match with Hermes, I've just met you, right, in reception. I go over, I see Hermes, I'm speaking to him. And I said, hey, you got a few minutes, want to sit down and talk about some stuff? He says, yeah. So this is not on camera. This is before we did the piece to camera. So I said, yeah, no problem. I'll sit down. We sat down, had a coffee. And he starts to tell me about the match. And he says, come on, Neil, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think I'm going to win or do you think I'm going to lose? And I said, well, funnily enough, I had Mike picked for this match, but I've just met Mike and I'm not sure his head's in the right place. I think he got a really good chance. And he said, yeah, I think I've not got a really good chance. I think I can't lose. And I said, okay, why? He said, because stylistically, I think I'm just a terrible, terrible matchup for Michael in every way. And he started to run through the elements that he's got. Rise was a big one. The transition to the press was another one. And he talked about how he felt extremely comfortable in that kind of transition against a guy with your spec, size, and general style of arm wrestling. Now, with that said, and there's quite a lot of truth in it, a lot of the stuff that he talked about there, we're not going to see, and you wouldn't see in the same way at all from Leltin. Do you sort of agree with what Hermes was saying there? Do you think stylistically, when you look at the crop of heavyweights, he's about the toughest guy out there? Let's leave Levant Saganashvili out of this for the time being. You okay?
Huh?
Are you okay? Yeah. Something you gotta.
Yeah, no, my cat's trying to climb up my leg.
Okay, mate, no problem.
Yeah. Bastard got me. Go ahead. All right.
You got what kind of cat is that, mate? Freaking tiger. He just picked your ass.
He's a Bengal. Yeah.
Oh, that was the Siamese.
Is that Siamese? Yeah. So we have Misha, who's our 6 generations from an Asian leopard. He's a badass cat. Well, we got him some friends. Dude, listen, we got 3 cats now, 5 dogs. This shit's ridiculous. But yeah, so that was a Siamese cat that just got me.
Yeah, but nailed you. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Misha has lit me up bad before. Like
Misha's the one that's the Bengal, yeah.
Yeah, he's bad boy.
How big is that?
13 pounds or so. He's a year old. They say he can get to 20 to 22 pounds, and he's ridiculously athletic. Like it's just different. We'll watch the cats move, and he moves like a wild cat. Like he moves like what would you think, a bobcat, cougar, or something, leopard? I guess Asian leopard. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you can forget bathing that.
Yeah, fuck that little bitch.
Quit reading.
What is he, Joel C. 1975?
Why would you give him airtime?
Because he's a weak ass little bitch. That's why. It's funny.
People
who've done nothing in their life. People who've done nothing in their life will criticize me, and I think it's hysterical. But yeah, we'll find out. I hope the guy's not betting on Vitali.
So let's dig into that a little bit, mate. As I say, going back to what I was saying, do you believe that stylistically Hermes was about the toughest of the current heavyweight crop out there? Because
yeah, I mean, like him and Devon are going to be the toughest, technical opponents for me. Levant, I believe, will be the toughest, all around strongest, and he's technically very sound. Yep. Vitali is extremely dangerous. Vitali has a shot. Like he has a shot, but he only has one shot, and that's flash to me. If the match stops, there's 0 chance he wins.
Seems to be a pretty consistent read, mate. Do you think
the thing is, I wasn't going to say much. I don't think I thought I'll stop him before the pad. I'm going to put the brakes on him before he pins me. I think the likelihood is that I stop him way before the pad.
Here we go. It's taken, what did it take me? About
But
30
that's. I mean, we're gonna find out. Like he's coming prepared. I'm coming prepared. Um, let the best man win. So
Yeah. I like how you recoiled there. You're just getting into it a little bit. When you say you stop him way earlier, any chance you can stop him in the center? Any chance you hit him? Any chance you move him onto the B side?
no, I'm not going sideways.
Hmm.
Not going sideways.
What about if you tied to him? You strong enough to move him off center, do you think? Or do you think he takes that regardless?
Not going sideways.
I'm not sure you have to.
I don't think so either.
Very interesting. Do you think he underestimates you, mate?
Yes, and I think he likes me. I think he's a fan. I think because I like him a lot too, and he's always super pleasant when you see. But I do believe he's looking past me, and I think his approach is the wrong approach. But hey, I hope he sticks with it. I just think his game plan's flawed. Um, and there is a path, there's a blueprint to beat me, but that thing's changing.
Does he have the
So,
blueprint anyway?
no, I mean the thing is he has a chance. He has a chance. He has the speed. He has a ridiculously strong hand. I've never found a hand that I was not able to slip from, especially since they quit calling slips intentional slips or slips and losing shit like that. I've never found a hand I can't slip from.
Oh, that'll be a Michael Todd adjustment now.
Okay. Um, but yeah, so I mean, anything's possible. I just think it's highly unlikely that his hand gets raised in victory on that day.
Do you agree that he is the number 2 in the world? If you look at, I know there's obviously, I'm considering you, and a lot of people would consider yourself, Jerry, outliers in some respects. But if you were to sort of match the top 10 guys in the world against each other, different days, one after the other, they face each other and they're all fresh. Do you think Vitali beats more people than anybody else, excluding Levon?
No,
Why?
I think I beat more people.
No,
If
you've
we're
got
fresh, and you're bringing me in against every top 10 guy, he's not number 2.
very interesting. Do you think if he has a rematch with Hermes Gasparini, he wins it? You know that Hermes is improved. Hermes is really talking a good game at the moment. He's extremely confident. Does
Man,
have a
I don't
habit of
know.
backing it
I would
up.
say they both have improved. I still see Vitali's wrist being vulnerable to Hermes. I see even if Hermes did lose his wrist somehow, he has the option for a flop press. I don't see Vitali having that same option as Hermes does. So I'd say Hermes would still be a 65-35 favorite.
Hmm. Interesting. Lagia in the comments there. I agree with Michael. Interesting. Nilo, I don't.
Yeah, listen, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It's just I find it hysterical when people that talk the massive amount of shit that one guy was talking, who have accomplished nothing. I mean, it's just like seriously, it's so funny, especially when someone calls me weak. Compared to what? Like a gorilla? Like what am I? What am I weak? I don't think I've ever been weak at anything in my life. I may have areas of my game that aren't as strong as my strengths, but there's nothing weak about me. So I find it funny, and I actually have. It's kind of let me like. I'm using it as fuel. I'm kind of like I don't do much anymore. Like that guy pissed me off because he just kept posting the shit emoji. Like I thought that shit was stupid. So that bothered me a little bit. But yeah, it's just man, I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy. Life's great. Uh, I'm excited about this match. I'm excited to get to hang out with him a little bit before. I think we're supposed to both get in there early. I think we might go do some stuff with Ingen, kind of like how Levon and Devin did stuff together. So I like Vitali, man. He's a good dude.
He's a really good dude.
Fucking great guy. And I love the fact that he's also expanding out and doing the Titan thing and all that stuff over there. Like arm wrestlers need the more exposure. And
Yep.
I think it's awesome. So I'm coming to win. I mean, I'm sure he is too. So we're just gonna be friends until we're not friends, and then we'll be friends again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be good.
So, if you look at the way this thing goes down and it plays out your way, and you get Vitali done, how big a shock is that for the arm wrestling world? Do you think? Looking at
What do you
what's
think?
happened with Amish, obviously you've come off that loss. Do you think people will be very surprised? Do you think people will be, oh yeah, we always knew that he had that opportunity? How do you see the reaction in the arm wrestling world and what it does to the arm wrestling world? Because right now, after the shot from Hermes, I think
Yeah.
most people believe like Vitali's in the box seat for the Levant match.
I mean, I just think people are judging me off that performance, and that's all they can do. That was my last performance. So I don't know if it'll be a shot. Do you think it'll be a shot?
If you win,
Yeah. I think a lot of people are picking me too. Like, I don't even know what the general consensus is. We're both professional athletes, right? We're both really strong people. So either one of us can win. So I mean, I would say perception probably is that more people think he's going to win than people think I'm going to win. But here I go. It's not going to be that I win. It's going to be the fashion in which I win. Yeah. So that's what's going to shock people.
Yeah, it takes a while, but we get there eventually.
on this day last year, were you getting ready to pull Frank?
Yeah. 420. Well, just pulled him.
So you've gone from pulling Frank about this time last year to facing Vitali.
Right.
Okay. That's fucking impressive. I don't care who you are. That's a little bit
All right,
insane.
who we on here, mate? What's happened? What am I?
So 420, right? Last year is when I pulled Frank Lamparelli.
He just came up in my memories. I'm looking through
So
photos.
Frank to Lars to Camille to Gennady to Hermes and now Vitali. So I mean, 13 months, less than 13 months, I went from my first East versus West match. I mean, I'd already pulled Pablo, but my first international big stage match.
Yep.
To, if I win in 19 days, I secure a shot at overall number one in the world in my hometown. See, that's the thing you don't get.
Talk about that.
That's the thing a lot of people don't get either. Winning this match in 19 days gets me the shot in Hot Springs, Arkansas in December. 5 miles from my house.
So it would be December in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I don't win, then it won't be December in Arkansas. It'll be some other location, right? But if I win, we will sell out a 6,000 person arena, and everyone who's ever known me in the history of ever is going to come watch.
Yeah.
Because Arkansas, I'm telling you this, there's so many more things that are happening here than just two guys arm wrestling, right? The day that we're arm wrestling, you know, it's it could have been any date. It wasn't even supposed to be that day. It's supposed to be May 17th. And it's supposed to be in Kazakhstan. It got moved to Mother's Day weekend, you know.
Yeah, I know where your mind's going. Yeah. So you're coming in solid.
I'm in a good place.
Here's the thing, right? And don't take this the wrong way. What's the motivation now? If you say you nail this and you get to Levant, and say you win that match in Hot Springs, is that the plot? Is that it? Is that the plateau? Is that like done? Really?
Please,
I mean,
God.
after all this,
Please.
You hear her back over here saying, "Please God, let that be it." You know.
But really, really, I mean, my God, your life is this, Michael. You are now. Let's just sit up and wait and think about this for a minute. You are now. I mean, this is what you do. So walk me through that a little.
I already know what's going to happen December, but I'm not going to tell you. But I already know what's going to happen.
You got it written out. you know, in the words of Matt Mask, I love you, but I can hate you when you do things like that.
Rebecca and I've already discussed it. I already know what's going down. It's it will be something unexpected.
You better not be retiring.
Do arm wrestlers ever retire?
Well, this is what I'm driving at. You can't.
Yeah, I don't think they
Yeah.
do. I don't think they do. I think that John Brzenk is going to have his surgery. He's going to be back. I don't think arm wrestlers really retire. I think they have what we've got a guy that's in his 90s, don't we? That is having 18-minute matches on sit-down tables, you know.
I don't think we have anybody in their 90s. We got 70s.
He's old. He's up there.
Yeah. So one thing is I was just looking because I chart everything, right?
Yep.
I chart everything. So I chart my weight from the day I start prep. I start my weights that I lift. I chart everything. This is the first time in my life that in the last month, maybe 5 days, I've weighed under 300 pounds in the morning. So this is definitely the biggest, most consistent size I've ever been. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying I'll go because I can easily be so much heavier. You know me. Like if I want to be heavier, I'd just be heavier, but I'm trying to be, make good, healthy decisions and shit. Right. It's easy for me to gain weight, but I'm trying to just be as physically fit as I can be while I'm pursuing this super heavyweight, goal. But
how do you
yeah,
feel like in yourself? I mean, you are, like you say, 52 in 6 weeks' time. Do you feel stronger, fitter than you have? Do you feel any detriment in your age or not?
I'm definitely not fitter than I've been. I've been way, way fitter. But
Are you stronger?
I mean, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. How strong would a person consider themselves
Yeah.
if they could bench 235 pounds for 30 reps, like 107 kgs?
For 30 repetitions?
Yeah.
It's a solid lift. It's very difficult. I think the
the
world record mid-40s, there or thereabouts.
I don't know. How strong would a person consider themselves if they do 5 sets at 30 reps?
They'd be extremely strong and extremely fit.
That's my today's workout.
Yeah, that's pretty bloody good.
I'm telling you, I'm going to do the 235, 5 sets at 30, and the 30th rep of every set will be paws on my chest, and then I'll explode it off of it.
It's pretty bloody impressive, mate. We just had a super chat from Yeasty Beef Curtains, which is truly a remarkable name. And go, Mike. And it says, please mushroom stamp Vitali and win.
What does that mean?
I don't know what mushroom stamp means, but I like the win part.
I believe that someone called Yeasty Beef Curtains is a massive fan of yours, mate. That's all that you know.
Yeah, I mean, so things are good. Like I've done a 520 bench before. I could not do a 520 bench right now because of injuries, right? Shoulders, pecs. I've torn my pec. I've torn my back, my bicep. I mean, I can't straighten my arm all the way out, so there's no way I could. I mean, just rolling my shoulder to try to rack it would be horrible. But volume, I'm probably pretty strong right now. You know what I mean? Like if you could somehow equate the way I mean, I'm pretty strong. Like even so, last night's back workout was the heaviest back circuit I've ever done.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm strong. Like everything's strong. And I'm shoring up holes like this static spot. Like I hope Corey comes down this next week. And I don't know, Corey's strong. Corey's freakishly strong.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure that he can take the weight that I'm taking off the ground and holding for 15 seconds. I'm not 100% sure he can.
And he seemed like when we were over in Texas, he seemed like he's getting Pretty focused now.
He's about to get real focused. Yeah, he's he's entrepreneurial now. He won't have a boss anymore. He'll be his own boss. He's going to set his own schedule. Yeah, I mean, and he might can, but we had a my stepson Ryan got back into arm wrestling, and he had a match here Saturday, and I had less weight Saturday than I did yesterday, and nobody could budge it. And then yesterday, I was here, and Jeremy Parker is the 21-year-old kid, 6'2", 3'5", 310, something like that. Just won the Arkansas State right and left in the open class. Strong kid. Like he's getting up there, like strong kid. And he had done those because I started out real low on the state because I didn't have this strength because although it'll come almost as close as my left, for 15 years it wouldn't come back past here. So I'm regaining all this strength that I just had atrophied, right? Mm. So he was matching me all the time. Every time I would do these lifts, he would do the pronation or riser and all this other stuff I do, but every time I would do this lift, he would do it with me and match me. But he hadn't been here in a couple of weeks because he was rested for Arkansas State, whatever. I think he was sick week before, so it might have been 3 weeks. Well, then yesterday he tried the weight that I did yesterday and almost passed out trying to get it to come off the ground, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm noticing that these strengths, that things that were not my strengths are getting stronger. They're not Irma's with this pressure. They're probably not some of the other top 10 guys with that pressure, but it's getting there. Like it's getting there. And
how often are you arm wrestling, Mike?
Huh?
How often are you arm wrestling now?
Rarely.
That's interesting.
Yeah. People are like, oh, you need to arm wrestle more. No, I don't. I've been arm wrestling 35 years. I know how to arm wrestle. I just need to be stronger in all. People are like, okay, my pronation lift. Well, okay, because I just posted the 204.2. Like, well, why don't you just stay at 200 and get your form better? Because my form's fine for what I do. Like, do you think I need stopping ability here or stronger stopping ability here? Well, I need to be able to stop Vitali no matter what, right? It doesn't matter if I stop him here, if I stop him here, as long as I stop him, put the brakes on him, right? With my pronation intact. Does it matter where I stop Levon at? If I stop him here, if I stop him here. If my pronation's intact and you get stopped before you pin me and you have it first, like if you're attacking me, that's already a mistake. You have to, the blueprint is not to attack me. You know what I'm saying? And Vitali, unless he's lying about all his things he's planning on doing, is he's planning on trying to flash me, which means he's 100% going to try to attack me. And that attacking pressure that he's going to apply is going to sacrifice his own wrists.
You think he goes low hand with you? You think he tries to stay knuckles up?
How can he stay knuckles up?
Well, this is it. It's going to make a bit. It's going to make a bloody big difference unless he absolutely goes totally back of the pad. He could carve underneath, go back of the pad, carve underneath, left hand side, and he could stay knuckles up. But he'd have to show his own palm a little bit, and I don't know whether he's comfortable doing that. Not to flash you.
I mean, how can you stay knuckles up when you're 6'9" and you have a much longer lever?
That's it.
And not cover my knuckle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now you're gonna try to flash me from that position.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like
what I'm getting at. If you're the only way he does that, if he goes knuckles up, because why I'm saying that, Mike, is when you were, everybody that spoke to Hermes and speaking to Hermes before and after, the difference was the rise. The difference was the rise. At the beginning of this podcast, you said the difference was the rise. Well, if that is the biggest thing, and he need to look at trying to keep his knuckles up, and the only way he can do that is by cutting under with his elbow, going full left, and then try and just gun straight through you. And that is
okay. So show me your hand position again when he's going to gun straight through me.
He would have to be under. Well, I can't.
No. Just show me the cup that's going to happen with your wrist.
He's going to have to be like this. I'd have to do that. He won't because he's 8 foot tall.
No,
he can push his knuckles.
Go sideways, and show me the cup that's going to happen.
It would have to be this.
So he just defeated my pronation. That's what you're saying.
He'd have to go right over your pronation, mate. Right over your thumb.
Right. So he has to defeat my pronation.
Not this. Right over. Yes.
Challenge accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to be. I'm guaranteeing you, that's the strongest pronation in the world. it's not getting turned over.
Mm. He doesn't have another option to go knuckles up for me.
There you go. Flawed plan.
Not to flash pin you. He does have other options to go knuckles up, but not to flash pin you. He'd have to.
Well, I still don't see the options to go knuckles up without covering my knuckle.
I would kind of disagree with that because he's got an 8-foot long arm. But I've never in his entire arm wrestling career seen him do it. So for me, there's no chance that he changes his technique a great deal. I think he goes with what he knows.
He wants, in my opinion, and we both could be wrong, and I honestly don't care what he tries. I honestly could not care any less what he tries to do because I'm going to do me. And what I'm going to do is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But no idea where I was going with that. I started it and I had good intentions, but yeah. Same thing, only harder. Vitali's bigger, he's stronger, he's going to do the same technique he always does. He just wants to do it bigger, stronger, faster because he's bigger, stronger, right?
Yeah. You would think so, wouldn't you?
That's what I think his attempt is going to be, and I believe that's his game plan, and I believe that he believes that's his only path to victory. You know, he says 50-50 that he can flash me, 50-50 that he can win once the match stops. I believe he honestly thinks it's 80-20 that he can flash me, 10-90 he can beat me if the match stops. You know, but
if I'm seeing the match, what I think his plan is to blast you to the pad if he can. If not, once it stops, walk, just continually walk.
Tell me when he's done that.
Well,
show me once he stops. Show me once he stops when he's climb. Because this is the thing.
I think he goes climb, and then tries to press you, Michael.
Listen, you're still missing the fact. When he hits sideways and he doesn't pin you, most of the time his wrist gets bent back. His knuckles go past his wrist. Because he didn't pin you because your pronation stopped him.
Yeah, that's why I think he'll end up trying to press you.
Well, then that's a mistake too.
Yeah,
because he did not get the height first. I'm unpressable if you try to press it in my arm. It's too strong.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to press me, you better do what Armin said. And that hole is shoring up. That hole is shoring up quickly.
And it's hard to transition to that if you've gone low hand, even when you're Vitali Leltin.
It's hard to transition to that if you went side. If he attacked me and he doesn't pin me, he just sacrificed his wrist because my pronation stopped him. And am I just going to sit there and hold on to him and let him climb me? I'm not going to be climbing myself. I mean, there's a lot of flawed thinking in this match from a lot of people who are picking me as the underdog. But hey, listen, it's great, man.
How many people
obviously I'm invested.
Got you with the underdog from the experienced arm wrestlers out there?
Well, I know. I mean, obviously I'm invested in this match, and I could get to where I believe in myself, but it's not me. I believe the same thing I believe from the moment I started doing this. I'm here for a reason, and it's not to glorify what Michael Todd can do. It's to show what all things are possible through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's what I believe. Now, I am a human, and I am emotional, and I am, I got that testosterone flowing, and I'm going to get aggressive. And sometimes you got to back off a little bit because it's not about me. But I will be giving you every single thing that I have that day. I mean, I've done the work, man. And I'm telling you, I think I've done the work that gets me the victory. I truly believe. I programmed this thing out for what I think I don't know what you said.
Do you think this is more specific in terms of the training, or do you see this match more clearly than you have with others? Because I know that you've wanted this match for a long time. You've talked about this match for a long time. Not so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even remember talking about this match.
Bloody hell, you've talked to me about it.
Yeah, I don't even remember talking about this match. This is the match that's in front of me. This is the match that's in front of me. So I've done everything. I
picked it.
Do what?
Would you have picked it, or would you have preferred to go around him?
Who else would I have pulled to get a shot at LeBron?
Well, forget that LeBron's in there. If you could have had somebody in your way going into the LeBron match, is this the worst guy or one of the best guys? What has fate done to you there?
I'm gonna say something that people are gonna hate.
Oh, the Lord.
You could give you could give me armies in 19 days and I'm winning. Like, it doesn't matter who's in front of me.
That I believe.
It doesn't matter who's in front of me.
Love it, Rebecca.
You said, is that a relief? You thought I was gonna say something else?
I said that I believe.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, like, this is.
Rebecca,
Yeah.
what do you think he was going to say?
Oh, anytime he says I'm going to say something that's going to piss people off, I have zero clue of what he's going to say. And like fear strikes at my heart because I don't know what's coming out of his mouth.
Pre-match anxiety kicking in.
The thing is, though, I say that not to be disrespectful to anyone, not to be disrespectful to Ermis, because he was the better man when we arm wrestled. He deserved to win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that to disrespect anyone. I'm saying that because I believe what I'm capable of. And I believe I'm going to win. I believe I'm going to win.
So I've got a really good super chat just come in from Ben. Thank you, Ben, for your super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Yeasty Beef Curtains, for yours earlier on as well. It's very rare that. In fact, I never thought I'd hear myself say that, but I just said it live. So here we go. Ben, with your super chat. What do you think about the statements of like Ali saying no one is beating Devon except Levon? So I'm assuming Ali was in our chat. What do you think about the statement where he said that no one is beating Devon except Levon Saganashvili, Mike?
I think Devon's a very dangerous opponent. Devon's not even on my radar. We're both supporting each other right now to go do what we both want to do. And I think Devon would have been the favorite against me a few months back. I think if I continue to do what I'm doing, here's the deal. I'm going to reach a level. I will reach a level that I don't think the sport's seen by December. But I will not remain at that level.
Fair enough, Michael Todd.
Because I don't care enough. I'm not doing this for me. I'm going to show the world all things are possible.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. So here we go. We've had another super chat in from Neil as a 24-inch anaconda. And interestingly, the comment reads as follows. No, bear with me, Rebecca. Don't laugh at it.
I didn't even know you were a fan of snakes.
There you go. So here we go. Vitali is 7'2", which is, understandable why he said Neil is a 24-inch anaconda, and everybody knows it's no bigger than 21. 120 pounds. But Mike has a 2-ton heart. It's a pretty big heart, right? War Miguel, you let your nuts hang to your knees. That's why I know you're going to win. And then he's called out your missus. Hi, Rebecca. So a big winner from Neil as a 24-inch anaconda, which is probably the greatest name that's ever been.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I hate that there has to be a loser. I hate that there has to be a loser. But this is a path that's in front of me. That's it. I mean, I don't know, man. We're just two guys who love arm wrestling who are going to have to compete against each other at a shot at what we both want. Mm-hmm. I feel like right now, it's just my time. And I said the same thing going into Hermes, and I believed it up until, a week before the match. And then I was in the same space. And honestly, I don't want to tempt fate by saying I don't think anything can change my headspace.
Of course it can, yeah.
But anything can happen in the world that can mess somebody up. But I just believe right now, on that particular day, I can't be beat.
Fair enough, mate.
By anyone. I wouldn't care who's across the table.
And why should you?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's arm wrestling, right? Like, people are like, would you do this? It's like, there's no fear of death. Like, of course I'd do it. I'll arm wrestle anybody. It's no big deal. But I am very well prepared for this. So.
When are you going out there?
We will get there. We leave on Monday the 5th, get there on the 6th.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
How long's the flight for you guys?
Well, so normally we have a different route. Normally we fly to Atlanta, and then we fly to Amsterdam, and then we stay the night in Amsterdam, and then I have to get on that stupid 3.5 hour Pegasus flight to Saul. And it is like this, especially since I've gotten bigger. You know what I mean? It's brutal. So to avoid that, we're flying to Dallas and then 12 hours from Dallas to Istanbul on Turkish Airlines with exit row seating. So I should be the most rested I've ever been in Turkey. You know what I mean? Now, normally we fly to Saul, so it's a little 10, 15-minute ride to the airport. Istanbul's like an hour. But and then will come to pick us up and all that good stuff. So, I mean, 12-hour nonstop from Dallas to Istanbul, take some NyQuil, some sleep and stuff. Should be good to go.
So listen to this one. Jovika Markowski. Thank you for your super chat, mate. In my honest opinion, Vitali's only strategy can be flash pins outside of straps, which is possible due to the fingers and grip strength and the speed that Vitali has. Otherwise, 90-10 Monster Mike. I don't see him beating Mike in straps. That sounds to me pretty much like where your head's at.
So, I mean, what do you think? Can he keep me from slipping?
Stylistically, you've got a mega chance. I think
can he keep me from slipping? Will I slip? Will I get the strap?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So you've answered that question.
I believe you'll spin out of him, yeah.
By round 3, is it possible that I can flash pin him?
Is it possible? Oh, hell yeah. Round 1 could be absolute. Round 1 or 2 could very well be horrific, horrendous, horrible. Could be horrible. And if they are horrible, it's where you believe Vitali is at with the press. For me, it's a very, very big thing here, because to flash pin you 3 times is, well, put it this way. If he flash pins you 3 times, I'll be the first to take my hat off, because that's bloody impressive. And I rate Vitali extremely highly. I do believe he's the biggest threat to Levon Saganashvili currently out there. I do also believe that you are stylistically a problem. I think you're very, very dangerous. It's actually interesting. If I was doing a podcast with Vitali, I would have asked him the same question that I asked you earlier on, in terms of, would you have rather got around this match? The person if they've put in front of you, would you have rather avoided? And part of me thinks that he might, inside himself, thinks, actually, you know what? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'll ask him actually when I see him. But I wish I was smart enough to speak Russian, because I'd love to ask him. Love to have a conversation with the lad. I really rate Vitali Leltin very, very highly, and he seems a lovely guy also. Never been able to have an in-depth conversation with him, because unfortunately I'm not versed in Russian. I'm not smart enough to speak that language, but it would be very interesting. And I do think that he's going to be appreciative of the fact that you're a problematic style for him in a lot of ways, because you're so sticky. And also you've got the ability to sort of slide underneath him and keep the pronator engaged. Almost, people might think that that's not possible, but if you look back at Crazy George and who Crazy George was able to give major problems, he was able to give people serious fits who had much longer arms. George Zakowicz had a very, very short arm and was able to give people major fits. And there is that possibility here. So it's a very interesting match stylistically, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it, if I'm honest. I think it's going to be great. I think it's one of the more entertaining matches that I've seen on East versus West, which is stacked with stupid matches. So, yeah. Before we go, mate, and I'm conscious I've had you on for an hour now. I want to just talk to you about the card in general, because I think it's a phenomenal card. What are the matches on there that you're most invested in outside of your own?
We're actually going to do a live this evening and give them a prediction, so I don't even know. Right now, I can't even think who's on the card. I know
The main reason.
Todd Hurchin versus Rustam.
How do you see that?
Wait for my live tonight, I'll tell you.
The main reason we're doing a live is for you to break down a match.
The main reason to do a live is I'm gonna break down one of Vitali's matches. Plus I just need to do some, interaction again. So live stuff. I don't know, man. It's hard to bet against Todd right now, but Rustam looked really good against Andrus. So I don't know. I mean, Todd's a champ for a reason. Bad dude.
Yeah, he's rock strong, mate. He's rock strong.
I mean, if you compare
Talk and David Samusha.
Well, I mean, he beat him last time, and I think Paul's better now. I mean, now Samusha's it's still the same weight it was last time, 95 kgs. So
Paul didn't beat Samusha last time. He
yes,
lost.
he did. No, he didn't.
I think
he's the only person to beat Samusha. Samusha's undefeated at 85. Paul beat him at 95.
I'm misinformed. I thought he lost. I thought he took a pin but lost.
I thought he 3-0'd him. I thought Paul beat Samusha 3-0.
If that is the case, I need to do my homework better because that's the wrong call. Not what
Let me see if I'll look it up real quick. Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure that's Samusha's only loss.
So you feel like Paul Lynn repeats the outcome and takes that match?
That's what I think.
I friggin' love that match. I think it's awesome. The other one I really
so it wasn't 3-0. It's 1-1, 2-2. So it's 2-2. So I was wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe he beats him.
Yeah, I thought so much you were beating him.
No, Paul won. Paul won 3-2. Winner of match, Paul Lynn 3-2.
It was a war.
Yeah, great matchup.
Yeah.
What do you think about Matt Mask, Nugo?
I mean, that's a foot taller dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when they do a face off, that's gonna look funny as shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nugo Shikadze, I think, is a friggin' weapon.
Yeah, so Matt Mask impressed the shit out of me versus Andre Bayev. Honestly, I think Nugo shorter lever. Matt's gonna have to come down real far. But I'm picking Matt just because of how good he looked against Andre Bayev.
He was mentally on point as well. He was absolutely fantastic. Really, really fantastic.
But quit making me give you my predictions.
I can't promise that I'm going to do that, man.
What about
Byrne? Thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate it, brother. Let's just run through here. Oh, Ben, come back in with another one. My previous question was about Irakli saying in East versus West podcast that no one is beating Devon. And when we're going to see Mike and Devon training together. Yeah, that's a good point, mate, because you are. I know you. So I'm on the phone the other day to Dev. He's about to go to Mexico. Yep. And the only thing he says is, hey, I'm excited about our boy, Mike. I think Mike, he was big time in support of you in that respect. Are you going to get together with him this year at the new gym and do some stuff?
I mean, the invite's been out there for a while. We just haven't been able to figure out a time, scheduling and stuff. So, yeah, I'm sure. Let me get past Vitali in 19 days. We had that a lot of time to get ready. So I'll have 6 weeks to just kind of, maintenance work, recover, be healthy before I'm pretty sure I'll be, commentating the Levon Hermes match, right? Because I'd get the winner.
Yep.
So I don't know if we do anything before then, probably something after that, but I'm sure we'll get together. I mean,
yeah,
they're welcome, come down whenever they want. It'd be fun to have him here. When Juju was here, it'd been like having Devin here would have been fun too. But
So what's Juju up to then? Is he going to get back into pulling at all?
No, he enjoyed it because he got on the table with some of our guys here, and because it was a lower level than what he's used to pulling against, he felt great. Like he's okay. This feels good. It doesn't hurt. And they got to get some competitive spots. Like both guys got in some competitive spots where they could pull well. Yeah. And he said it's one of the most fun times he's had arm wrestling. But yeah, his tricking and shit is next level. He's so shredded. My God. Like he's like, it's so easy for me to walk around this lean. I'm like, that's incredible, because he just walks around like he can step on stage anytime he wants. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Johnson's stupid, Nick. He really is. He looks phenomenal, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He really does. So Casey Byrne just come in with another super chat. I know what my opinion is on this. Prime John Brzenk versus 2025 Hutchins. How does it go? I've got John.
I still say prime John Brzenk. Yeah. People don't understand what prime John Brzenk was, because it's been so long since we've seen a prime John Brzenk that the world wants to judge him on some of his recent victories, even in the last decade or so.
Yeah.
That wasn't prime John. You know what I mean? Like prime John could do weird shit.
Yeah,
That's
he was
just
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man, it's crazy. But
absolutely ridiculous, Puller.
I do have to go real quick, so let's finish off what we got.
That is about the time. That is about the size of it anyway. So do I. But I want to say a massive thank you to yourself and Rebecca for taking the time out, mate. I know you're a busy lad. Great to speak to you again. It's been a while since we had a one-to-one. I've enjoyed it, Mike, and it's nice to see you as relaxed as you are, buddy. It is, and I'm looking forward to tying up with you when we're over in Istanbul. Rebecca, thank you, mate. Anything you want to plug before you leave, guys? Obviously, you're going live tonight. What time is that?
We'll be going live at 6 p.m. Central. And like I said, the main reason is so Michael, with guests, like he did with Juji, can break down one of Ermi's matches.
Vitali's.
One of Vitali's matches, see what he can see.
It might be the Zornov match, the most recent one,
Is that how you say his name?
I say Zeranov.
Zeranov. Yeah, that's probably better.
Zeranov.
It's fuck, you messed me up.
Can we just say caveman? Because that's what he looks like.
Yeah,
he looks like caveman.
He's bad dude, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so probably that match. I mean, the Morzov match, Vitali ran him over. Now, let me tell you, I did watch the Vitali Morzov left hand match the other day. And that was a phenomenal match, right? Like, that was my first time watching the video of it. And he showed a lot of heart in that match.
But Morzov's looking big as well.
Didn't he? Yeah. He big boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have anything special. Just 6 p.m. tonight. We'll go live 7 p.m. Eastern, and then I've got 2 more days scheduled of lifts. But I thought, because I've only recently been doing this 15 days out thing since Gennady, because Devin told me to stop. I'm probably
pleaded with you to stop.
Yeah, I'm scheduled to lift tomorrow and Friday. Now there's a chance I rest Saturday, Sunday, and Monday do just crazy PRs on everything, and then a week of just maintenance weights, just because things are moving so well. Who knows? Maybe I don't do it. But
yeah, you'll know. But like you say, just go with what you're comfortable with, mate. You know yourself in that respect pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. Everything feels good. So yeah, I'm excited. But all right, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, get yourself over to Monster Michael Todd's channel. Get subscribed if you're not already. I'm sure everybody that's on here is probably subbed.
I'll go check out Mrs. Monster too. She's got some cool stuff. She's really been pushing her platforms on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and everything. But she's got some funny content.
I love you guys.
She doesn't need arm wrestlers.
I do not need any more men on my channel.
Don't
send your wives there.
Becca, you love it. You love arm wrestling.
Send the wives to follow her. She's got some good stuff. It's funny, but yes, it's fun watching her get excited about fitness again and being strong again. So
what are you looking to do, Rebecca? Are you going to compete or anything, or are you just doing it to look buff?
No, it really hit me hard this last few months, realizing the amount of strength that I've lost. And the sad thing is I lost it on purpose. I didn't want to carry the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just so happens that your strength in your 50s, which is where we're all at, determines your quality of life in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. So I was like, well, fuck this. I don't want to be weak and wheelchair bound in my 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's when I want to be traveling the world. So I started working back on adding more muscle.
Weight training is like the best thing to do when you get older. Not heavy.
No,
you know what I mean?
Well, not heavy. Heavy helps out a lot.
They want you lifting heavy. They want you working on mobility. I'm doing all of that. So, yeah, and it's a lot harder to put on muscle and to gain strength in your 50s than it was in my 40s and my 30s.
Yep.
So I'm really having to pay attention to a lot of things. Like, you guys don't care about this. And like I said, I don't need any more men on my channel because I don't care about this. I've gone out. I had to go this morning and had so many tubes of blood drawn because I want to optimize my hormones. And believe it or not, I know this is not one of the popular opinions out there in social media world, and especially in our news. Men and women are different at our most basic level. And what you need, what you
I
need
bloody hope
to,
so, mate. If I ever took my missus
right?
out of the
So
shower in a most basic level, and
I
she
can't
had light
just
bulbs,
wake up and say, you know what? I don't want to have to build muscle like a woman. I want to build it like a man. I can't do it. I can't do it. So my body requires a different set of circumstances than your body requires to build and maintain. So that's something that's very important for the ladies to know, and we need to be working on.
Right. But like I said, it's fun to see her get excited again because she got muscle shamed for so long because she had such a muscular physique that she purposely, would restrict calories, do cardio, try to waste away her muscle. And
I did it. I was successful.
It negatively impacted her health. I mean,
Yeah.
she started hurting more and just didn't feel as good and more tired. And so now to see her excited about, fitness again, and not just fitness, but strength is fun. But yeah, no plans to compete or anything. Just
Michael, guess where I'm going on Friday. Eddie Hall fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Mariusz Pudzianowski. Where's that at?
Yeah, it's in Poland, mate. Glavice, Poland. So anybody on the channel, I'm probably going to do some stuff from Poland. You want to let us know in the comments if you want me to do some behind the scenes stuff from the Eddie Hall fight.
Of course they do.
I mean, that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah, in Ed's corner for that. So really looking forward to it. Can't wait.
We'll give him my best for sure.
Yeah, mate. He's been, joking aside, he's been really ill. He's had
shit.
Yeah, no joke. For 3 weeks, he's had like a lung infection. So I'm hoping that doesn't bother him too much, but we will see. I can't wait and hope Eddie can get over there and, get a result. I hope he kicks some ass. So yeah, come on, Sir Edward. Let's go.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Fix Special with Monster Michael Todd and Rebecca Todd. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking the time to tune in. Give us a like. Please share the video and give us a sub while you're here. And we'll see you again next time. Biggity bong, mother fluffers.
Biggity bong.
Guys.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. And have a good live. I will see you